Let's be revolutionary. Yeah, we can be so much more. Let's be more than ordinary.
Hi, I am Lee Wilson, and this is Focus Forward Business Design. Have you ever thought about leverage in the sense of using it for emotional charge? So what do I mean by that? Well, if you think about it, we all use leverage in different parts of our life, and typically it's to improve a way of life, or maybe the ease in which we do something, or to give us more freedom, whether that be professionally or personally. Most often it comes in the form of other people, equipment, systems, or tools. So what if you took a step back and determined that the needs that you had were deeper seated than that? Would you know what to do or where to go, or even what you were looking for? When I decided to teach on the subject of leverage this month, I very quickly came up with most of my themes and the outlines for each week fairly easily, until I hit this one. I knew that emotional leverage was a thing that needed to be addressed as I talked to it with my coaching clients time and time again. Yet to put it out there and try to define exactly what it is and what it can provide, that was a bigger challenge and one that I decided I needed to take on. So you see, talking about system leverage or financial leverage, those are easy and don't have that feeling of attachment that you feel when you put the word emotional out there. All of a sudden, people think we're getting all analytical. We're going to do a deep dive into your childhood. In full disclosure, I am no psychologist or psychiatrist. What I can do, however, is ask the questions of myself and those that reach out to me. What makes us the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be? What is it that drives us to perform at higher levels than we ever have? These are the answers that we try to self-discover. About now, you're probably thinking, geez, Lee, this is really a downer. Where is the cheerleading and the motivation? All right, stay with me. We're going to get there. But I really need you to think deeply, and I need you to wrap your arms around the concept of emotional leverage and what it can mean for you. You know, the road to Oz was not always smooth and easy. Occasionally, those little monkeys have to be dealt with to get to the end goal. Okay, I don't even know where that analogy came from, but it did pop into my head, and so it's too late to take it back. And with any luck for you, I will not break into the Yellow Brick Road song and dance. You know the one. Okay, it's in your head now, huh? All day it's going to be there. All right, onward we go. So the whole idea of emotional leverage stems from when you're trying to achieve something that you feel is great, but you're struggling getting up and making it happen. In other words, emotional leverage is your spark. It is the most direct route to the life you desire and envision. Now, most people, if you ask them, would probably tell you that they're happy with their lives. It's like when you ask someone how their day is going, and out of habit, they say, great or fine. And then as their conversation goes forward, it seems that one of the parties, if not both, is complaining about work or their relationships, the kids, politics, you name it. Great and fine don't seem so wonderful now, do they? Are these two people truly happy? Hard to say. Some people just like to bitch, and honestly, it can become a habit. I'm going to go over 2 things that you can do to recognize how your emotional leverage can be used to improve your life and can be used to take you to a different way of thinking and behaving. The first thing is to recognize that we all need to utilize our emotional leverage from time to time when we encounter situations that we just can't seem to get past, or things we truly want to do. But oftentimes, it's going to be work, and therefore we choose the path of least resistance, which ultimately leads to no change and therefore no increased happiness. Think of emotional leverage as those hot buttons that motivate you to do the next great thing. The inspiration to work out every week, not just from January 2nd to January 15th. So for example, rather than telling yourself that you want to lose weight, or even taking it to a level deeper by stating that you want to lose 20 pounds, you find that motivator, the thing that helps you define what will be different in your life if you lose that 20 pounds. Maybe it's that beach vacation coming up, or a wedding, or you know that your health will be improved. Maybe we're going to go deeper and you want to be a role model for your kids. Whatever the reason is that resonates with you, that's your hot button. That is the emotional charge that you use to push yourself to do the things that matter to you. All right, maybe you have the vision of beginning a new chapter in your business. Something that you've always wanted to do that's a true passion. But once you begin writing down the ideas and the logistics, it seems too overwhelming, or maybe it's too hard. Maybe you even convince yourself you just aren't good enough. Do you think some emotional leverage might be useful here? Why did you want to do this in the first place? What got you excited when you thought about it? What does your life look like once you've achieved the outcome you closed your eyes and saw? Those are the hot buttons. Use them every single day to get past the hard spots. Remember that the definition of leverage is using something that you already have. So I know that you have this in you to be anything or have anything that you dream of. You just have to figure out what those triggers are that will make you commit. You may not get it right the first time, so pick yourself up and dig deeper to get that answer that truly means something to you, and not just the answer that everyone expects you to have. This is where I find that having a coach can be an invaluable third party in your life to help you define what is truly going to mean enough to you to make you commit and stick with it, even when it gets hard. So what we do know is that we are our own worst accountability partner. No one will let you off the hook easier than you. If you are in a position to get coaching, I can't suggest it strongly enough. High performers have multiple coaches in different aspects of their lives to help them reach new levels and get past the hard spots. It's easy to set the goal and even put the process in motion, but continuing to push forward through the struggles and the frustrations can sometimes require that shove that helps draw out that emotional leverage. The second thing to look at is that in order to effectively use emotional leverage, we must recognize and acknowledge that our emotions give us great information. We need to look at how we react to different things and assess those reactions in order to know how to leverage those emotions to our advantage. It almost sounds like a form of manipulation, but it is really using the science of what we know about ourselves to improve the way that we naturally react and to be able to replace it with an action that has a desired outcome that we're looking for. So let's take that same concept one step further and ask yourself how this works when trying to convince a coworker, a friend, a family member to do something that maybe is not on their radar to do. It's not any different. It's just watching and discovering what their emotions are telling you so that you can appeal to his or her emotional hot buttons. Remembering that emotions control most decision outcomes, whether it's buying that great new gadget or convincing someone that your way of thinking may just benefit them. When trying to be an influencer and persuade someone of something or bring them into your way of thinking, always start with an emotional appeal and show them how they will benefit. Do you see how this is also a way of using emotional leverage? People do it all the time. The best salesmen have probably done it to you without you even knowing it. Talk to me about that last car you bought. Just saying. All right, so to wrap this up, I want you to really understand that those big goals you have are out there. They're waiting for you to grab them. But so many times we start and stop and never look into ourselves to find out the why and what we want. You are so worth the prize at the end of the journey. Don't stop. Find the right buttons. I hope this has given you some things to think about and it has helped you. Please click below and like and share. #FocusForwardBusinessDesign. As always, your comments and questions are welcome and encouraged so that we can personally answer each and every one. Please remember, as you go through your day, that is always your choice to focus forward.
Let's be revolutionary.